Okay, good morning, class. We begin with the civics new chapter for the final term, and the name of the chapter is Women, Change the World. Now, we will talk in this chapter about the women in India, women's contribution to Indian economy, then challenges that were faced by the working women in India. Then we talk about women in the informal and formal sector, and then women movement centers we'll cover. Clear? So we begin with women in India. Now we saw in the previous chapter how women's work in the house, in the home is not recognized as work. We also know how doing household work and taking care of family members is a full-time job, and there are no specific hours at which it begins or ends. Now we will look at their work outside the home. Now, many a times, women in the house, they are not recognized for the work they do. They keep working for endless hours, and that is not counted as a work. Only many a times when a man comes back from his office, he calls that a work. But women working throughout the day in the house, keeping the house, maintaining the house, is not many a times recognized by the Indian society even today. There is no doubt that we are in the midst of a great revolution in the history of women. The evidence of is everywhere. The voice of women is increasingly heard in parliament, courts, and in the streets. While women in the West had to fight for over a century to get some of their basic rights, like the right to vote, the Constitution of India gave women equal rights with men from the beginning. Unfortunately, women in this country are mostly unaware of their rights because of illiteracy and oppressive tradition. Please underline illiteracy and oppressive traditions. Now, many a times this has been a very regular scenario that women had since ages had to prove their worth, had to get recognition. Nobody recognized them. People, women in the West, in the Western countries, when the constitution was formed, they were not given equal status. They were not given rights to vote even. Only the intelligent and the learned people were allowed to vote, especially men. The children and women were not the part of this. Now, India was not like that. When the Constitution of India was formulated, it was made sure that the voting rights were given to women, the equality of status was given to women. Still, in India, the condition of women is very pathetic. Why? Because they are illiterate. Most of the times, women do not know about their rights. And then the second reason is they are oppressed. That means the others in the house, they put a power over her. They surpass her. They do not allow her to express herself. So she is a timid character or a suppressed character at home. Clear? Now, this was the condition of women. Clear? Now, names like Kalpana Chawla, the India-born who fought her way into the NASA and was the first woman in space. Indira Gandhi, the Iron Woman of India, was the Prime Minister of the country. Beauty queens like Aishwarya Rai and Sushmita Sen and Mother Teresa are a few representatives of the present day condition of Indian women. So now, as the time changes, the time has changed gradually. And we saw this change often and on when people like Kalpana Chawla, she made her place in NASA and was one among the astronauts who traveled in the space. Clear? It was that time when women were not given an opportunity. Then Indira Gandhi, she was our first Indian woman prime minister. Clear? She was known as the Iron Lady of India. Clear? Then they are telling you about the beauty pageants. Aishwarya Rai and Sushmita Sen, you all are aware of them, right? So these are the first few faces who were feminine and who got recognition. Yeah. Many factors have led to a rise in the number of women who have now come out of the confines of their home to work. A decrease in male income, poverty, breakup of the family with the woman becoming its head are some reasons for women joining diverse work fields. Now, because of the changing scenes, women have taken up the stage. They are working. They are not just doing the household, but they are also working and earning. And why this led to? Because of the poor condition in the house. Maybe poverty was the reason. Maybe there were family breakups where women had to take up the reason strong enough to provide nourishment for the babies at home. And so she took up to working. Clear? In a world which has increasingly become competitive, she wants to give a head start to her children in the race for better opportunities. The family income has to be supplemented. The pressure of urbanization, consumerism, etc., in certain ways have contributed to more participation by women in the economic sphere. Still, many women are seen as merely supplementing the family income, never as primary bread earners. Who's trying to play with this? Please stay away. Stay away, please. Do not come to the mainstream. Okay. A working woman thus walks on a tightrope and tries to maintain a balance between her work and home. All these factors have led to very few women occupying positions of power and authority. So now, the position of women has always been disregarded since straight. Now, they are telling you that in this competitive world, to provide nourishment, to provide the needs, to fulfill the demands of the family, women at home have now stepped out of their houses to fulfill the requirements of the family. Please underline the terms such as urbanization and consumerism. Now, with the term urbanization, it means that the trends have changed. People have become more and more modern. Their needs have increased, and this increase in the needs has led to the need of more money. And where will the money come from till we don't have another earning member? So this has led women to come out of their houses. Then the second is consumerism. Consumerism means more and more things required. We need to consume more things now. Earlier, we just needed basic things in the previous times, olden times. But now the needs and demands have increased. The things have changed, and to match up with them, the women have come out of their houses and shown us the ability that they could do better. Clear? Now, please come to the left-hand side of the same page, 222. Now, 222 page is telling you role models for feminists in India. Now, these are the names of few women of the olden times who have got recognition by their work. Their names are Gargi, Maitreyi, Razia Sultan, Jijabai, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Chandramukhi Basu, Kadambini Ganguly, Anandi Gopal Joshi, Savitri Bai Phule, Bhikaji Kama, Sucheta Kriplani, Pritilata Vaddedar, then Tarabai Shinde, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, Sarojini Naidu, Amrita Pritam, Indira Gandhi. Just a second, out. Leave the class and go out. Leave the class and go out, or I terminate this.